you guys are heading for the unknown and the abnormal now. How how do you try to keep it normal, and also do you embrace some of the abnormal and uniqueness of the situation?
Yeah, it really is going to be unique, and I think our guys are doing a good job keeping it as normal as possible under these circumstances. It's kind of got the flavor of an NCAA tournament, whether it be basketball or hockey. You'll have games you can go watch, and not a lot of travel. You're going to be in a hotel. You can have some meals. You're going to go watch hockey. That's really what they do on the road anyway. So, and I've said this a lot. I mean, I know everybody's making a big deal out of the bubble, but I don't think what our players are going to do daily is going to change much from what they would do if there was no bubble.
Yeah, hi, Dave. I know that you said at the beginning that you didn't consider this to be a training camp because you're picking up where you left off as opposed to starting from scratch. I just wonder if how if you feel good about what you were able to do these 2 weeks, if you got everything done that you wanted to get done, if everybody's conditioning was where you expected it.
And your thoughts right now.
We're getting to where we need to be. We still got some work to do. We've got 4 more practices to go, so there's certainly things we can continue to harp on. There are obviously foundational things that we're going to have to do regardless of who we're playing. So we feel good the direction we're going. I don't think we're near where we need to be, but I think we're taking steps in the right direction.
Hey, David, any reason you can share with us why Georgiev wasn't out there today?
Yeah, I just wanted 2 goalies in the nets today. I wanted to give everybody shots, so that's kind of what we decided to do.
Morning, Coach. You mentioned that the bubble is going to have a feel like an NCAA tournament. Considering your college background and the youth on your team, do you think that's maybe an advantage for you guys to be able to handle it?
I don't know if it's an advantage. I think you're hoping that our youth is an advantage for us, but we're going into the great unknown, so we're going to find out in a hurry. And this is everybody's guessing about who has an advantage and who doesn't. I mean, really, it's all pure speculation. So, I'm really trying, and we are as a group, we're just trying to, come here daily, work hard, get better, be structurally sound, create a good mindset, and pick up where we left off. Really, I know it's playoff hockey, but I was actually just talking to Stalsey about it. Once you get going, he said it's amazing how you get into a regular season routine with your games. It's really not much different to what you do in the regular season, and nor should you. This is it's hockey, and we've just got to do the things that we were doing well earlier later in the year, and make sure we continue to shore up the things that we need to shore up.
Hi, Dave. I just wanted to ask the question as to whether you feel you want to make any announcements regarding your starting goalkeeper for game one.
We're going to have a goalie on game one. That's about all you're going to get out of me today.
Yeah, I know we've talked a lot about how things are very much the same and the line combinations and the defense and all that, but do you feel like you came out of these 2 weeks? Is there anything on your mind that you feel like you learned new about this group?
No. I actually, as an organization, we were pleasantly surprised where we were from a conditioning standpoint and things like that. Maybe our expectations were low, and I think everybody in hockey wasn't sure what they were going to get when the teams returned. I think we all thought the worst might happen, and that certainly wasn't the case for us. I thought, we were relatively sharp from the get-go. And then obviously the first two scrimmages we had were sloppy, and the last one was certainly more game-like. And I think we continue to build towards that, and that's one of the things that we've talked about as a group. That whatever you do today, make sure if you're not going to do it on August 1st, don't do it today. And that's something that we're trying to create over the next 4 or 5 days, and that way that there won't be this big shock value when the game starts on the 1st, when nothing will surprise us.
Yeah, David, are you or your assistants or the management people, can you go and scout the other games? Are you permitted in the arena?
Yes. Yep, we'll be able to do that. Yep.
Just as you're getting ready to board this plane now, things are as real as ever for you guys at this moment. You're going to the hub city and all that. What's the level of excitement, anticipation? What are the emotions like right now?
Excitement. I think guys are excited to get going. I think they're excited to get to Toronto. I think they're excited to feel the bubble environment, and just one day closer to playing a playoff game, and that's kind of where we're at. We're all excited to get up there and continue to do what we've been doing here and build it brick by brick, day by day, make it another step forward, and our guys are excited.
Yeah, Dave, normally in a preseason, you would have, 6 preseason games. You could map it out. We're going to play this group today and that other group tomorrow and stuff. But with just one exhibition game or warm-up game or whatever you want to call it, how close is that going to be to the real thing? Or will you still treat it like like a preseason game of sorts?
We've been wrestling with what to do with this game. Obviously, if you're going to play, you better play. Especially against a team like the Islanders, who they play heavy, hard hockey, and that's one of the things that we've touched on. I think it's going to be a good game for us to get us ready for playoff hockey. So, we've got to be ready to play it. You can't just go out there and think it's going to be an exhibition game and take it lightly. You've got to make sure you approach it in a real game mentality, and that's what we're going to have to do.
And can you tell us about the level of commitment, whether it's spoken or implied, by your guys to stick with the protocol, to be as safe as possible, and to do all the things the right way?
Well, it's certainly an opportunity to show your selflessness, because there's going to be, it's going to be circumstances that we're not used to, and obviously everybody knows the consequences if you veer off the protocol. And our guys have done a great job with it here in New York. I'm fully confident they're going to continue to follow the protocol and do what they're supposed to do. And this is all about winning hockey games. And there's plenty of time after this season ends to take a vacation and do whatever you want to do, but now isn't the time. And selflessness is a big piece of this moving forward, as it is in any playoff situation. And I think we've got a lot of guys that are selfless and are committed to the cause.
Yeah, just to follow up on my last question and squeeze a little more detail, specifically with the goalies, would you want to give one guy the whole game, or would you split the game? Just,
Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet. So I've obviously maybe casually have had conversations, but we haven't really made a decision on that yet.
Just to piggyback on Larry's question about the coaches and your aides are allowed to be in the arena. Are the players also allowed to be at the arena, to watch the other games? And if so, do you think the team will gravitate as a team to watch? And will you make certain comments about certain plays more as, just a coach and teaching?
Yeah, I don't think many of them will be sitting with the coaches when they go watch a game. So I don't know how much interaction we'll have with them at the arena, but we, again, you're going to go watch from our end of it. We're going to be scouting teams that we might play if we're fortunate to move forward. And, the players will probably do the same as much as they're going there as a fan. I think these guys are smart hockey people and they understand some of the teams that we might play. So I'm sure when they're watching potential future matchups that they may pay attention to things structurally and maybe things they can pick up from a scouting standpoint.
Your practices, are you skating in the same rink each day and you're skating at the same time each day?
Early on, it varies. The rink's the same. The times change a little bit. I think 10 o'clock one day, 10:30 the next. And but it's I think we are at the same rink. 4 sheets are at the same rink, so we may not be on the same ice surface, but we'll be at the same rink.